Hey everyone, this is my reaction to the second episode of Shin no Nakama. And last episode, we pretty much got the show rolling. We had our protagonist as part of the hero's party, and he was pretty much kicked out. Like, we had our monocle wearing, bad guy or edgelord looking character essentially tell him that his services are no longer required. He's pretty much a burden, and it would be better off without him. Pretty much how he took it. Oh, and he was also like, give us all the stuff that apparently belongs to us. So then you can leave, right? I think that summarizes up the conversation. But the good news is that opens up a protagonist to live the slow life. So he's making progress on that, getting his own like place all settled with the help of friends and stuff. It's great to see. So hopefully he can keep finding happiness in his own way, going his own way. So let's jump into the episode and see how that goes. Oh yeah, also our main girl, his main girl. I think hopefully we get more of her this episode because she was like barely in the last one. So let's jump into it. So 3, 2, 1, play. Yeah, Katakawa, then Funimation. We know the drill. Bum bum bum. Okay, rain. I was actually about to say, not a busy day, huh? Maybe you've made too many. Because you never want to just operate on the assumption that their first day will be packed. Hey, that's main girl, I think. Yeah, it's definitely her. Yes, well, we got the most important customer. Well, customer, she's here. She's a person here. So, yeah, he knows her. And I'm sure he'll get to know her more as the show progresses. I hope to know her more as the show progresses. Also, I do need to trim my mustache. Looks much nicer when it's sunny. Man, that girl can jiggle. Yeah, we met most a lot of these characters last time. I like how the one guy's trying to look intimidating while just holding like 3 or so vials between his fingers. Like, don't mess with me, I can throw these things, they'll hurt. Like, I'm sure they can if it's the right stuff in it. But seriously, the slow life like medicine man, it's so much like a show from last season. Which I'm sure I'm not the only one who noticed that. So it has been a while. The princess who didn't join the heroes party. Okay, is that her? B rank? I can guess one of her things that's not B rank. That sounded better in my head. I'm sorry. So yeah, straight up princess. I bet. There's a little bit of Bunny Black the first game. You know, a princess leaving rather than fighting for succession kind of thing. Not everyone's creative, okay? Oh. Well then. I think she liked that. Well, Nakama's part of the title of the show, so. Yeah, it was definitely messed up. But look at where he's at now. It is nice to see somebody be mad for his sake, though. I guess we'll find out. Flashback. Very brief flashback. I'm sure Rudy will show up here eventually to say hi. Maybe to try to bring you back. Because it wasn't her idea to kick him out. That was, what's his face? Monocle Man, as I call him. Wow. That's some pretty high praise. that's certainly possible. Blushing intensifies. Okay, yeah, I would love to see their first meeting. I bet she was less stacked back then. Although I guess it depends on how long ago it was. Is that her? Yeah, that's her. I was about to say, you might not want to do that. I could just feel it not being a good idea. Jeez. I know the guy was unpleasant, but I thought there may have been a little bit of an overreaction. But you know, I think he learned a lesson, so. She said it. As she just makes her exit, feeling probably pretty good about herself. I really do like Rudy's character design. I think I mentioned that before, but I do. And there's our Monocle Man. Those two are quite close. They're like, literally, who are you people? Really? Silence. It's pretty vague. Would you mind clarifying? Especially for me, because I wasn't there. Wow. Kind of pushing it there. It feels sarcastic when you do it after that. Yeah, she probably didn't really expect you to do it. Wow. Must have been magic. the organization's doing. Well, they're on the same page. And yeah, I'm glad it's not goblins. Twice, wow. That's a fairly good point. You don't want to get overconfident. That's not a great idea. Cookies. Wow. Wow, we just whip out cookies. That'll get you on a good side. I think she enjoyed them. Yeah, I was about to say, I don't think he bought them at all. Why? Why? Fair enough. I kind of want cookies now. Yeah, there's a lot of tsundere-esque lines that she said throughout the course of that flashback. You know, like the whole ba dakarane, you know, that whole thing. It's an example. Oh yeah, I saw him in the opening. Or Goro, as I call him. A meeting. Nobody brought the chairs. Let's steal the food. That does sound fairly risky. Okay, that is a lot of... that's a lot. She signed down. I didn't quite expect that. Yeah, this is definitely not good. I've read enough Arrowgate to know where this is going. Whoa, okay. Wow, okay. Wow. That was cool. That actually caught me really off guard. Okay, let's go. Okay. Okay. Oh, it was him. Gotcha. I guess he can do that. I don't know how he fit, but... Man, when you're such a badass, you can fight two warriors at once like that. And there's Rudy. Now stab him. Oh, yes, that works too. Okay, now she's smart. She gets rid of the arms before the stab, so he can't defend himself. That's why she's the hero when I'm not. Just blood all over. I think we saw a somewhat similar shot in the first episode. Yeah, that's death. Does that freak you out a little bit? I mean, that would be understandable. Make her feel better, protagonist. It's your job. Yarandara. Yarandara. I would bite my tongue trying to say that name. Names in this show are they're rough. Let's just say that. Yusha no Nakama. But is she a true Yusha no Nakama? What a lovely story. Definitely much less comedic than our, like, current, situation. Much less lighthearted, rather. It actually does kind of sound nice. Can't just do that. You can pair with your body. It's a good point. Should have at least one more person here besides you. Well, not yet, but I think with our Kanban Musume over here, maybe that number will go up over time. Maybe get yourself a wolf girl. Maybe a ghost. Was that funny? Like, is crashing the economy that funny? Man, that chest. Oh. Making him blush. Looks like medicine I've seen in another game. These two. Just kiss already. I'll pay you in potions. Well then. Seems like a good offer to me. Wow, that looks good actually. I see. So you basically just gained a wife now. I think she's literally never gonna leave. Bathtub is very important to have. Now that she's here. I don't think he quite gets it. That's more than enough. We'll make room. He's starting to get it. What part of new wife do you not understand? Somebody say something. Well, I think you got it. Okay, so literal replacement. I do not care for you. Although I would probably replace him with her as well. So I can't say too much. You kicked him out. These names. we try not to. I feel like when I squint my eyes, she would kind of, like her armor would kind of reminds me a little bit of Saber's armor. Also, I do quite like her Assassin Girl's outfit. Like, if she was shorter, she could almost look like kind of like Jack the Ripper. Because again, like Assassin class. Jack the Ripper in Fate Apocrypha was Assassin class, I'm pretty sure. Never did finish Fate Apocrypha. But I definitely remember that character. Whew. You know, she just keeps bending over. It just gives an amazing cleavage treat to pretty much any customer she's talking to. So yes, I do expect customers to increase going forward. Roast some marshmallows together, playing in the water. I think he's pretty happy with his new wife. I mean, who wouldn't be? And that's that. Okay. Well, that was the second episode of Shin no Nakama. I'm not sure how much I had to say about this episode, really. Like, it did introduce our new character, Rit, I believe she said her name was, which, as she said, is very similar to Red, so we kind of learned the origin of the name, and she seemed to be quite flattered. So we got two people with similar names just kind of running a place together now, which is nice. I mean, like, we haven't seen many customers yet, but now that she's there, all joking aside, I do expect things to go a bit better because, yeah, they can help each other. Like she said, he can be off gathering herbs or whatever. She can hold down the fort. Like, it's a good dynamic. Definitely, it's going to be very beneficial to have her there. It's kind of what I'm trying to say, right? And we got the flashbacks about how they met and stuff like that. For some reason, when they said that, I expected it to be like a further jump back, but it wasn't. But yeah, we got to see their first meeting, and she's like at the bar or whatever. Yeah, the bar, and some guy named Durr, who seems pretty unpleasant. He apparently wanted to drink with her, and he seems to think pretty highly of himself. Like, hey, I am dear Shirley. Surely you've heard of me. I mean, I'm so very well known and important. You see, and touches her on the shoulder. And she responds by basically throwing him across the room and slicing him, which I do think is a slight overreaction. Like, it's not like he copped a feel or anything. It's just a little bit pushy, some unwarranted shoulder touching, none of which is praiseworthy. But I still think that was a bit of an exaggeration, an overreaction rather. But she's a princess, so maybe it makes it a bit more okay in that case. Like, yeah, you're not supposed to, just casually touch the shoulder of a princess. That's probably against the law. Probably. But that was, I guess, just how they met. And then we got to see, like, quests and stuff. And I don't really have much to say on a lot of that. Like, we got to see them camping together, around the campfire. They didn't actually do that marshmallow thingy we see in the ED, unfortunately. But, I mean, maybe they did it off screen. Never know. So, but yeah, there was a lot of, like, political stuff. I really don't know really much. I don't really have much to say about any of it, right? Like, it's just they're dealing with their country's problems as best they can, and there's a little bit of a twist with the one guy, I guess, being like eaten and being like doppelganger, like what's the word for it? Like substituted him, right? And we got a big old orc army around him, and our princess was in a real snag there until our hero just like jumps in, throws a sword, and stabs him. That was great. I mean, I somewhat expected a hero like him to show up and help, but I didn't think the first thing we would see was like a sword just fly into frame. Like that itself caught me off guard and was really cool. And just the battle of our forearm guy, who I also didn't expect to see this early. So, because they battle him, he has like 2 arms for one, 2 arms for the other, doing his best. And then Rudy shows up, slicing off arms and then stabbing him. It was a great little battle scene we had there. I quite liked it. And the blood splattered all against her. And also the princess kind of really realizing it for the first time what she's gotten herself into, essentially. What it means to put your life on the line and fight for your country or your comrades or both, right? So you kind of have to get past that initial step to know if you want to continue down the road or not, or live a slow life with the protagonist, right? Selling medicine and whatnot. So it's just kind of funny. Like, the tone was it felt so different from the flashback to current time when they're just, chatting together in a shop. We go to that from the, tears on the bed, crying, trying to figure out some pretty important, self stuff, right? Just, I don't know, that transition was fairly amusing to me. But that's kind of the idea, right? We left the serious, hardcore hero, death, blood, all that stuff behind for the slow life. So if you think about it that way, it makes sense. It's just funny when it's that abrupt. That's kind of what I mean. But yeah, she's moving herself in. She's gonna help him run the place, and I think it's gonna be the most popular place just ever. Also, he got replaced. What do you call her? Tissy, I think, is his new replacement. A cute assassin girl who's just really cute. Like, she's got the silver hair, which is my favorite anime hair color. She's fairly short, adorable, has a cutesy kind of voice. Like, great outfit. So I think she'll be a great replacement. I have no doubt. Also glad how everyone else in the group doesn't seem to be super fond of Monocle Boy. Like, there was a one scene where they kind of like ignored him a little bit. So Yeah, I do hope it's the case that no one really likes that guy. They just kind of put up with him, because that kind of makes some things better. If that's how it is. But yeah, I'm pretty sure Rudy at the very least is gonna show up at Red's shop at some point, and she'll get to meet the wife and all that. So I do look forward to that whenever that happens. But for the most part, they seem to be doing okay without our protagonist, which is to be expected since he was basically called a burden and kicked out, right? So you wouldn't imagine him being the linchpin or whatever, right? So naturally they're doing fine, but it will never truly be the same as when he was around. I'm sure his absence, at least on an emotional level, is felt by some of them. At the very least, Rudy. So, and that's really all I got to say about the episode. So, we'll see how things go going forward. So, but this is it for now. So, if you enjoyed this video, I do hope you click the like button, subscribe, support me on Patreon so I can keep doing this sort of thing. And I hope to see you in the next video. Until then, bye-bye.